Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and today we're playing Seablock. So, in the previous episode, I believe, we built this awesome power plant and it's even mostly connected. Not quite, but it will get connected, it will start getting some power really soon, and it will start exporting power over this line. In today's episode, I'm not actually sure what I should be doing today. I am not sure what should we focus on. You know, I wanted to change these builds a little bit so that they're producing more catalysts, and to have the builds dedicated to catalysts placed like down here. Maybe that's what I should do today. I don't know. Let's see. But for now, I feel we have to deal with the swarms because they are making it really hard for our robots to do whatever the robots have to do. Right, we'll slowly expand this part of the build of our base like this. Nice. So what should we do? Maybe before doing that, I should build this 6 lines of like 6 copies of the build above. Yeah, maybe that is what we need. And another thing that I actually want to focus on, I want to start expanding this part of the base, because like the idea is that we'll need it to build more sciences. I will have sciences produced somewhere here. So since we'll need more sciences here, we should clear this part from the worms. Yep, let's do it. We have the idea of the plan. Like, you know, some idea at least. Alright, I want to wait for... Let's say we don't want to landfill all of that until we dealt with the worms here. Right, so I want this area landfilled. Let's say we'll start with the middle one, with this block. So I want all of this landfilled and all of this landfilled. How many robots are we using? We will be using pretty much all our robots, because we're supposed to be using pretty much all our robots for that. Let's just do it. Let's wait a bit and let's use all of our robots. And I want to take a look at the monitoring dashboard again. So blue science is a little bit slow. Alerts. Yeah, that's the old alert that we saw. I still don't understand exactly what happened here, how it requested 110 barrels, but it was unable to give so many. Very strange. Okay, let's forget it happened. Now, in the inventory, what I want to see whether there are any materials with a really high amounts. And the thing is, I do not see them. I do not see any material with really large amounts, well, except for mineral catalyst and except for crushed stereotype. Everything else looks very reasonable to me, to be honest. Okay, look at this. Robots are landfilling things, and we don't have enough robopods. The lack of roboports is slowing us down a little bit, but it is okay. Well, we have 1000 more robots. I could actually use them to landfill this area as well. Okay, now we should have 0. Now we should have 0 robots. So we have a tiny issue. The robots cannot actually reach this area, like some parts. Yeah, they are unable to reach. How can we help them? Oh, I see. We actually want to have turbines first. Can we get turbines? How hard would it be for us to produce some turbines? We need cobalt steel, and we need... And basically that's everything that we needed. Let's fix our cobalt steel production in this case. Because we have it, like we got cobalt steel here, that I don't think it ever actually started running. But like in theory we have cobalt steel. Because of that I want to make sure that we have at least like these things. This cobalt steel gear, cobalt steel bearing. Do we have cobalt steel pipes? We don't. Interesting. Like this part with bearings and everything should work, I think. Similar to this one. So we are producing a lot of steel bearings, we are producing a lot of gears, and we'll do the same for our cobalt steel. And once it's done for cobalt steel, then the next thing that we'll need to do, we will want to start producing these turbines. And I want a full stack of them. Let's limit it to like 20 or something. This one. I mean, I'm not sure about this number, so it's 1 to 5. So I could say we need only 4. Yeah. I mean, the exact numbers that we are going for here, they don't particularly matter. Right. Because like this mall is very inefficient. It keeps a lot of intermediate products just built and lying around, so that mall design is not good. Really awesome mall design, like there is a design from ModGD. Highly recommend checking it out if you've never seen it. There are even, I believe, blueprint books for like vanilla games, where there are like some sections of it are pre-configured already. Really awesome approach. Yeah, and it's relatively straightforward to, you know, reuse the idea. What's the problem? Oh, we don't have this power pole. It's relatively straightforward to reuse the idea and to have the build, the blueprints. Okay, this is a giant 52. I'm not sure, I really want this one to be built first. Okay, and it is dealing with this group of forms. And it will deal with this forms as well. 1, 2. 3. Can it reach the last ones? Yes. Look at this. Awesome. We can delete this one. We will keep that one for now. Is it working already? It's not working yet. What's the problem? The problem is that we don't have enough power to start everything up. Oh, look at this. Something is working. And are we getting the stuff out? We should. We should be able to. Okay, let's see. It seems to be running. I don't know how long it will last, but that part seems to be running fine. Good. So today we are focusing on building this part, I believe. This block. Because we don't have cobalt steel, we cannot upgrade this block as well. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And can also maybe start landfilling this area. Okay, nice. Now all robots are busy again. Oh, many should be busy. Many robots should be busy. Could actually extend this part as well. No, we cannot. We cannot extend this part. Let's cancel it. Because we have worms over here. And we wanted to deal with these worms. Like this, I believe. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose the turrets for no good reason. Okay, we will be able to deal with these ones, with these ones. What about this one? Let's see if you place it here. There's enough. Could also place it here. We'll be able to deal with these worms. And here, what exactly is our plan? Oh, interesting. We should be able to do something here and maybe even above. Right here. Right, look at this. This is looking really, really good so far. So the thing is, I don't really have any plans for the area above. Maybe I should change that at some point. We'll have to think. We'll have to think about that. And what's happening here? Actually, speaking of hybrid catalysts, how many of them we have? We have 5.6. We have... Right, yeah. We have 13,000. That's a lot. That is a lot. 13,000. And here we probably have 13,000 as well. 12, almost 13. Okay, this sounds good. This sounds really good. I'm a bit surprised, to be honest, that this production is so slow. We are not able to produce enough catalysts. That's a bit sad. It's okay. So we built this block, we will build this one, by building this one as well. We will not be using this one, it looks like, until we are able to figure out like this part. Let's check the blueprint that we have. So we have this awesome blueprint with geodes. And I have a feeling it's almost correct, right? We just need to adjust this part a little bit to make it a little bit better. But I don't think we can actually do it right here. We'll need to make another copy, but I'm not actually sure whether I should, because I only need to set like 6 copies of this. I need to set up like 6 copies, and once we do that, we should be good. Like, there shouldn't be any need for extra copies of this, at least for now. It's always for now. What is the state of our plasma turrets? We do have a couple, so we can't say that we are like really short on plasma turrets. But they are attacking us. Let's first remove this worm, then we'll remove this one. Yeah, we just need to wait. We basically just need to wait. It looks like this episode is about landfilling. Yep. It's about landfilling. We almost have everything landfilled. How can we improve that part? So this is output, but it's like unfinished build actually. That's okay, let's finish it. Let's say this is a provider. This one is the requester, looking good. Wait, this is provider, and this one is the requester, it will be turned off. Yeah, that's fine. Let's add... Let's set up a port here, and I want to connect this block to the power network. Okay, it's connected. Actually, speaking of power, is this thing working already? No, it's trying to hit the pipes. Only now this block is starting up. It's like really slow. So we'll deal with this part, and here we want to have the same thing. Then requester. You know, I am surprised that the requesters don't have this block as part of the blueprint. Wait, not this one. This one. With the transformer. I'm a bit surprised by that, but you know, it's okay. It is okay. Not a big deal. Right. So now we are basically ready to start building the geode plant here and here, and our robots are not really fully busy with that. It is both good and bad. It's good, that means that we can do something else, and it's bad because it means that we are not fully utilizing them to their full potential in a way. Let's start building stuff here. I want... No. The robots are busy now. Let's wait for the robots to finish landfilling, and then we'll start producing more geodes. So the temperature is halfway to 465. That is good. Really good, actually. What is this? How did it appear here? Very strange. I don't understand how exactly this thing ended up being inside our house. How is that even possible? I guess a robot dropped it somewhere and then it was up maybe by inserter? Or can the stuff be dropped on rails? Then I don't think the inserters would actually pick that up. Interesting. Very interesting things happening with the base. Now, we still do not have the transformer. That's okay. That is okay. Let's proceed with landfilling and like getting the block. And this part is cleared of biters. This one is cleared of biters. We can place the blueprint down. And another thing we can do, maybe we could start thinking about clearing this part from the biters. Is this a good idea or not? I think it is. Look at this. Like we even got a connection. It's great. And here I kinda want to do something like this. So I'll have one here, here, and I guess here. So the question is this in range? No, it's not. But we can make it in range like this. Okay, and place third blueprint here. And we can actually try to remove this behemoth worm, like the really huge one. Let's get back to the other side. How much landfill do we have? I have 600,000 landfill. That's a lot. That should be enough. Now, I want to maybe get this block ready to be used for construction. How do I do it? It is barely outside of range. That's bad. It is bad. That means that I actually want to start extending this part. But you know what? Maybe temporarily I'll actually do something like this. Just to speed up removal of the swarms. Now, here. Okay, we have a tiny issue here. It's easy to solve. You just extend the landfill a little bit. And this should do it. Here. It's a bit tricky because we need to somehow get rid of this nest of worms, but I don't want to lose the robots. So yeah, I think this is the way. Yes, this is the way. Let's do it. This part can be removed. Removed. Not needed. Nothing is needed there. Here we can remove this part and we can proceed with landfilling this area. Yeah, what's the problem? We are missing robots. The robots have not landfilled this part yet. It's okay, and this one. They're really slow. Okay, this one is gone. This one is not quite gone just yet. Okay. That is okay. So while this is happening, let's proceed with our planning. So we figured out how we'll get enough naphtha and fuel oil for all of the sciences at like 5 sciences per second production. Right, we'll get exact number, which will be great. I mean, it's unfortunate that we're getting like exactly this number without any headroom, but it's okay. It's not like we actually need more. At least it doesn't look like we need more. One thing that is not solved is base mineral oil. Right, because if you look at base mineral oil, there are a couple of recipes. There is this recipe that I kind of want to not use. Maybe this one wouldn't be that bad, to be honest. Because this produces a lot of base mineral oil, we can prioritize usage of fuel oil and naphtha from here. But it requires residual gas. And residual gas... Yeah, let's try this one. Let's explore it. How much do we need? Let's start with the lubricant. We need a lot of lubricant. 175, I believe. Let's make it... okay, let's keep it 175. Even though we probably want a little bit more in order to be able to produce like the robots and whatever else is using lubricant. So take a look. Lubricant. It's used by electric engines. Good. For bearings. Okay, I kind of didn't take this into account. For the base building. Dam. Bearings. Okay, and this is the part that is consumed by the science. With the science. Okay. Let's take another look here. Where exactly do we have lubricant? We have it here, right? And we also have it here. And in the yellow signs, the lubricant is needed for the bearings. Okay, this explains it. So we need a lot of bearings actually. We need lots of them. That is okay. So let's see how are we able to produce it. Let's say we are going with this approach with base mineral oil, and we'll go with this process, right? No, I don't want to be done like this. I want to go here, and I want to produce it from this process. This requires quite a lot of crude oil, and it also requires residual gas. We can get some residual gas from oil residuals, right? However, we will not be able to get all of them. We'll just be able to consume the oil residuals, which is already pretty good, right? So let's say, how many is that? How much is that? It's like 20%? Well, almost, right? I guess it's more around 19, or maybe even 18, right? 18%, more or less. Interesting. One steam cracker. It's exactly one steam cracker. And for that we need 105 residuals. How much are we producing here? We are producing 52 here, and interesting, just 52. But I'm assuming we'll be producing lots of it from plastic, right? I think we'll have lots of it produced from plastic. So, because let's get back here. Let's say we don't have shortage of residual gas, and again, this part is needed only for base mineral oil, right? We'll need to produce crude oil, and we can get it from here. And for this we need how much? I just want to get a scale for the thing. We need 40, which is 20, no, 30, 26 algae farms. Okay. That is a lot. Let's take another look. So we are interested in lubricant. Where is it? This one. We are going for how much? 175. We are going for 175. For that we need base mineral oil. Let's say this is not really an option. What is this? We have a process that converts naphtha into base mineral oil. This is really interesting. Because we have good kind of scalable production of naphtha. Okay, I'm interested in this one. Let's keep this in mind. We'll need to figure out like thermal water part, but I suspect it's doable. Then another process is we can actually use vegetable oil refining to produce base mineral oil. So we wanted to go with the farm approach. So this might be the way. And another process is to have fish. How would this work actually? So we'll need a lot of fish oil. How would we get fish oil? I can just wait. Raw fish oil. Fish oil. We don't need raw, right? We need processed ones. Process one. So we can take which one is better? I feel like this one is better, right? Because the ratio here is it's like worse, right? We're converting fish oil into base mineral oil by like dividing by 3 or even by 4, right? It's like 4 times less base mineral oil. So if we have a choice between this and this, we'll go for this one. It takes charcoal, right? We'll be using charcoal, of course, and we need raw fish oil and again thermal water. It's like the same thing. I want to try fishing because I've never done it, and this seems to generate us like isolated base mineral oil product. So raw fish oil, how can I get it? I can get it from basically these fishes. And how do I get Factorio fish? Let's say I will be like growing it. No, I can't Factorio fish. Factorio fish. No, I can. I can grow it. Maybe. Why it's not working? It's not working for some reason. Factorio fish. Factorio fish. I don't understand what's the problem here. Let's try to go with another fish. Let's say we are going with what's the difference? Santaré. Santaré is really bad. Raw fish oil. Levac fish. Let's say we are going with Levac fish. How can we produce? We have this process and this one. Levac fish. Levac fish. Wait, this is actually consuming the fish. No, it's producing. No, it's consuming the fish. But we want to produce it. So I guess we'll have to go with this process. We'll be producing the fish. We'll need nutrient pulp and we'll need artificial fish water. How do we get artificial fish water? Wait, we have polluted and we need to convert it to proper one. All these recipes the same, basically the same. We have this process and wait, no, not like this. We want to produce a good fish water. It's a fresh one. have to produce it from scratch. And what can we do with polluted artificial fish water? Artificial fish. Polluted artificial fish water. What can we do with it? Raw crystal shard. Raw crystal splinter. I guess splinter. What can we do with the splinter? We can use it for biters. Okay, I don't understand that process yet, but this is interesting. That's what I want to use, just because I've never done any fishing, and this seems to be a pretty good opportunity to figure out fishing, right? To generate lots and lots of base mineral oil. Fermentation base, we also need to figure out what to do with fermentation base. Right, before we can spend more time on that, let's finish some things here. So first of all, I want to landfill this area. And let's actually start building geode processing plant here. Like, I should say block. Geode processing block will be placed right here. Does it have the stations? Yes, it does. So with that, it should mostly work, right? Mostly. We also almost built this block. So what about I also try and landfill this one? So the problem here is that we are actually missing a couple of... We're missing a couple of... Oh, no. This is bad. Can fix it. We're missing a couple of rubber ports here to help us with landfilling. So if you do something like this, it should just work, I think. I should get this part's the only part that will not be kind of fully covered is here, and we are fixing the problem. Right, so this part will be fully landfilled. We can also start landfilling this area, I feel. Let's copy this line and we'll landfill this part, this part, this part, and something here. Right. So now the robots are busy again, and we can get back to the fish part. So another thing that we have is fermentation base. How do we use it? Fermentation base is used for compost and acetic acid, and for compost and ethanol gas. And ethanol gas is used for liquid resin, for like bio resin. Interesting. It can also produce some sulfuric wastewater. Didn't we need sulfuric wastewater for this process? No, we didn't. I'm not sure what to do with this fermentation base. Is it... like, can we void it? Can we void fermentation base? No, we cannot void it. Acetic acid. Liquid plastic. I mean, should we just have a plastic production consuming this stuff, this fermentation base, as one of the kind of processes through which it gets it? Maybe. I'm not sure. I am not sure yet. Let's see. Let's say we are going with this levac fish. Or let's figure out. Maybe we'll use different fish. Let's say we want to have the fish that... Factorian fish, levac fish. So we're going with Factorial fish. What I want to see, I wanted to... How does that work? We need nutrient pulp and we need artificial fish water. Say I just want fish. In this case we have these processes and they are all kind of the same, right? Let's check. So this requires Santaray and raw meat. This requires green algae and jellyfish. This requires brown algae and levac fish. And this requires nutrient pulp. So what is the easiest to get? Green algae, brown algae. I feel like brown algae might be actually easier. So let's do it with this process, right? Levac fish. This is with brown algae, unless I'm mistaken. Yes, let's go for brown algae. And for that we have just one, well, I guess one like this, one algae farm. Okay, this is easy, because this way I don't have to transport nutrient pulp. Or like build it, right? So this is super straightforward. Very, very straightforward. And how much of the fishes do I have? I have quite a bit of levac fish, so in theory I should be able to like start this process, hopefully. Wait, it still requires nutrient pulp. Fish. We want to produce... Wait. I'm confused. So, we are producing this stuff from some fish. We want to take a look how exactly... Like, what's the difference between them? So, this one, raw fish oil, and this one is producing nutrient. Right, it's using this recipe, I think. We are getting a fish and we are producing raw fish oil. So different fishes have different ratios, right? It's like 1 to 50, 1 to 50, 1 to 200. That's really good. And 1 to 200 with a lot of fish pulp. So these two are really good in terms of the number of fishes to the fish oil that we are getting. Right, this one's, what is this? This is the way we actually get the fish. And these two are really good. We also have almost the same ratios here, except that here we have 5 to 10, and here we have only 2 to 4 from 2, and here 5 to 10 from 2. So this looks like a really good process. The thing is that all of them actually require nutrient pulp. The difference is that this is simple, and this in addition requires brown algae. But brown algae is not a concern, so we are going with this. We are going with this process. So we'll have brown algae, we need nutrient pulp for this, and we need thermal water. I'm actually thinking that we'll have a fish production cycle separate. That will have fishes produced here. It's supposed to be linked. It is linked. Nice. So let's see. This part requires thermal water, nutrient pulp. If we can produce nutrient pulp, we'll get it. It will not be a problem. We might actually just... No, I'm not gonna deliver it from nearby block. We'll build it from scratch, maybe. Or I could deliver it from nearby block. Maybe, yeah, maybe we should just deliver it from nearby block, to be honest. Because it's not like we'll need a lot of nutrient pulp. It's like just 15. It's gonna be okay. Now, we need a couple of things. So first of all, thermal water. How exactly do I produce thermal water? We are getting it from lithium salt. And we need a production of lithium salt anyway, right? So we'll have to have it somewhere at some point. So we could have a block for... Oh... Or not. This is a lot. This is actually a lot. How much lithium salt do we normally... We require 1.3. And here we are going for huge numbers. Okay. Is there a better way for getting thermal water? Have this process, and we have another one that is like 5 times more efficient, but it requires some research. Let's take a look which research requires thermal water. So it requires this research, I believe. Right, but this is much better. So I feel like we basically have to go with this one. So we will go with this one. Right, 56. These are very reasonable numbers, to be honest. This is okay. It should work. Yeah, these are good numbers. We'll make the stuff work. We'll get thermal water. Lots and lots of thermal water. Maybe we should finish this part. Say we are producing it from steam. From this thing, and this one is coming from the bar. Alright, so the only thing that we'll need is charcoal. That part is solved. So for the fishes, we need nutrient pulp. We'll get it without any issues. And we need artificial fish water that we will be producing. I mean, this is the only way to produce it. Right, and it seems to be very straightforward. We just need lots of saline water. That is actually pretty good. And nutrient pulp. How do we... Oh, actually, wait a moment. This part also requires saline water. This is a nice build. So we need a huge production of brown algae for this and for this. So we can actually share brown algae production between the two. That's good. And we'll need to figure out nutrient pulp. But how do we get it? Nutrient pulp. We'll probably be generating it from beans, right? Binafran is beans, I think. Yeah, from Binafran process. Same thing. It's like 1:1 to 1 farm actually. Yeah, this is very, very straightforward process. And we'll need saline water that we'll need anyway. We'll need saline water anyway, and we also need like one of these things. That... What is this? This is thin mud water. Okay, that's fine. We can, like, we'll have it working. This will be fine. I could just bring it to the... Let's have mud water, the viscous water, and we could have saline water, also kind of produced from the same thing, to be honest. We're moving it up. Like this, right? So we are producing saline water. The point is that we can have like one line of this thing, and it will power this whole block quite easily. Actually, it might even be the way to generate saline water for this process. I'm not sure. We'll figure out. We could be like, we might be able to reuse this because the process here. Yeah, anyway, we'll figure this out. I just want for now to check how feasible this whole thing is. So, viscous mud water, that's fine, binafran. We're actually positive on binafran. I'm not sure what this is about. We are getting binafran from farms. Alright, because I basically need to tell here that I'm producing a little bit more binafran. Like plus 20% or something. Right, so we get enough binafran from here. Let's check. Nutrient pulp. We are producing nutrient pulp. We need charcoal. We can have charcoal. We figured this part out, except for polluted artificial fish water and fermentation base and fish pulp. Wow, lots of stuff. Fish pulp. How can we use it? We can produce nutrient pulp from fish pulp. So it's 5 to 20. And wait, again. We can take 5 fish pulp and produce 20 nutrient pulp. And we have 4.2, and we need wait, what does this mean? It means that we have enough nutrient pulp, I think. Let's check. Right, look at this. We are producing enough nutrient pulp. We don't need this process at all. We do not need charcoal for that. It's just gonna work. Okay, let's get back to this part, to this process. Copied it. I need to upgrade these 3 buildings, and I need to copy this building. Place it here. And I believe this should be it. This should be this block. This should be this block. We don't need this process at all. We will not be using it. We'll be recycling fish pulp, and we'll be, I guess, flaring all extra nutrient pulp. Probably. Maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Another thing that we are getting polluted artificial fish water. So this thing, how can we use it? Can we void it? We cannot void it. Raw crystal splinter. Raw crystal shard. So I feel like this will have to be the process. And that thing, raw crystal splinter, is used to get the splinters. And these splinters are needed for what? They are needed to produce crystal powder. So I think whatever we do, we can get like all of them converted into crystal powder. And crystal powder can be used for crystal slurry. And crystal slurry, and honestly we can just void it, but we could also convert it into like some catalyst or something. So we can figure this part out, right? The only potentially tricky kind of parts here is the fact that we have to use 1,000,000 RAM here, and here we have to use, okay, purified water is simple. So we need to use milligram, and to use milligram, we need some lubricant. So it's probably better to overproduce lubricant in this build. Instead of going for 175, you should probably go like for some higher number, especially because like base mineral oil will also be used for sheet production, right? So let's say if we want to produce, let's say, iron, right? And we want to produce iron sheet coils, and we want them, let's say like 120, but these are sheet coils, which means we divide it by like 3, something. And we'll need to produce coolant using like 300, right? Coolant 300 is the one that we're interested in. Requires coolant this, requires coolant that, I think. Is this how it works? No, this is used coolant. We want to get a proper one. How do we produce coolant? Like this, right? In this process, and this is no, not this one. We want to take used coolant. This is used coolant that is really hot. So we need to cool it a bit. Let's figure it out later. We need just the coolant. That's the goal. And you can use this process and this one. Charcoal filtering, ceramic filtering. Let's say we are going with ceramic filtering for the most part here, because we don't want to consume coolant. So we'll be going through that process. And the problem is that we will not be able to satisfy all our needs with that. We'll have to use like something like this, right? And the remaining will have to be produced here. We'll figure out like this path, the path above, we'll get it figured out. The problem is that we will need to have 12 base mineral oil per second for this amount of iron sheet coils. Which is less than what we want for aluminium, for copper. So let's like multiply it by 10 or something, or 20. That means that in order to support like the sheet coil production of our base, we will need to pretty much double this build. We'll need to have 2 times more, which is okay, because the filtration units, we'll probably have to use high tier ones, but this whole thing seems very doable, maybe except thermal water. Right, where is thermal water? I think I deleted thermal water. Thermal water might be a bit tricky to get with 2 times the amount of lubricant and base mineral oil. Alright, another thing, we're not interested in lubricant, we're interested in base mineral oil, and we're already producing like a lot of it. So, okay, this part should be more or less straightforward to get. And what we'll be saving here on the last recipe, we'll just be saving some residual gas. Okay, good. That is good news. That's really good news. I like it. Okay. I think that we can almost stop the recipe here. So we have the power produced here. The only part that remains is we need to cut this off the input. I'm actually surprised how exactly. Oh, right, this part is already powered. This one, it's also getting some power. That's good. That's exactly what we wanted. means that we can turn these things off and delete them, and I'm first turning them off in order to lose the connection first. So I want to double check quickly whether everything is working fine. And we'll do something here. Turn it off, delete it. Turn it off, delete it. And this part. Turn it off, delete it. Turn it off, delete it. And this, I believe, is the last one. Right, let's check. What is the power usage here? I mean, something is happening here. We have some power provided by the transformers. Right, it looks to be using like 120 up to 120. Right, that's the highest peak that we had. But like, the thing seems to be working fine, to be honest. I don't see any issues. We switched the power so that now the main grid, this grid, I'm surprised. It's still using lots of power. I don't understand this. I don't get why it still uses lots of power, but it should be disconnected from the middle, like from this vertical line. It should be disconnected. So I guess all power usage is coming from here, or maybe it's coming from robots. That got to be it. Alright. All the power is used on robots. Well, 150 megawatts. That's a lot. That is a lot of power. I don't see a significant... No, okay, there was a reduction in the power usage of, I'm assuming this one is use of transformers. So maybe that's when the power plant actually started working. I don't know. I don't know. The point is that we didn't make the things worse by introducing this power plant. We actually probably made things a little bit better. Most likely, right? Most likely that's what happened. So we can... Right, look at this. It's more reasonable amount now. So now the goal for us would be to, I guess, figure out fission and build these blocks with hybrid catalysts. And yeah, we can copy this block like here, 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 like lots of places, and we'll need to figure out hybrid catalysts at some point. Because without those, it might be a bit. It might be a bit tricky to get any amount of cobalt steel. This one, it's short on hybrid catalysts, and actually our whole base is very stuffed on them, like you can see here. We just don't have enough hybrid catalysts, and that is not ideal, right? When you're short on the things that you really need, it's not good. And yeah, we don't have enough stereotypes. And we don't have enough bobmonium chunks. Interesting. How come? Because we are short on bobmonium. Right, we're short on bobmonium and we're short on bobmonium chunks. That's fine. This will get resolved. We don't have iron, we don't have silver. We basically don't have lots of things that we really want to have in the base. We even don't have glass, of all things. How? Because we ran out of silicon, and we ran out of silicon because we don't have... what exactly do we want for silicon? For silicon, we want to have bobmonium. Okay, this explains it. So we really need to scale our ore production part quite a bit, and this is our answer to that, right? This is the way we are scaling the ores, at least. That's the idea. that is the idea at the very least. So we spent lots of time today on land filling. Wait, can't even place it properly. That's sad. Let's place this thing fully. No. I'm surprised because this one is supposed to be delivered. What about this city block? It's like almost there. It's almost there, and we'll finish this build. Of course, right? We'll place the blueprint. Oh, look at this. Is this the one? No, I'm not sure what it's doing. It's okay. It's okay. So today we landfilled lots of these blocks. We built this geode processing facility. We connected the, well, not this power. This power. We connected this power and made sure that power actually flows here. So the power was built in the previous episode. And the most important probably thing, we figured out what we are going to do with lubricant and base mineral oil. So I'll be using fission. It might be not the most efficient thing, but I never done fission in Seablock. So this is pretty new to me, and I want to try it. You know, simple. I just want to try it. I don't understand why. Wait, we need 42 oil prices. That is a lot of stuff. That is a lot. But anyway, I want to try this process to just see how it feels. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to fit it in one block, to be honest. Because initially the idea was that I'll just fit all base mineral oil and lubricant production into this block. But I am no longer sure whether that's actually possible. I don't know. We'll have to take a closer look at this at some point in the future. So yeah, and we can actually start production of this. Like we can start building these blocks, which means that we don't necessarily need this one. So in theory, if I'm using one block for the fuel, one block for naphtha, I could use 2 blocks for lubricant. In theory, I'd like to use one block, but we have some extra space here, right? Where we could have where we could use a second block. Where we could place a second block. Okay, that is good. That sounds pretty good. Let me move the camera to the block that we actually built today. It was this one. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. This was episode 126, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.